iPhone 17 Pro, iPhone Air, which iPhone should you get? This is a full comparison video, let's get started. The iPhone 17 Pro is probably the most talked about iPhone right now. But the iPhone Air, I think it's also a very, very interesting device. The iPhone 17 Pro is the newest and shiniest Pro iPhone, while the iPhone Air is a new iPhone model in the lineup. Obviously, these two devices are very different, but if you analyze the lineup, you will see that the iPhone 17 Pro only costs $100 more than the iPhone Air. And so in today's video, I'm going to explain you what are the differences between these two devices. Because I know, it might be very, very confusing for you guys to see, whoa, how can the iPhone Air with only a single camera and so much less features cost only $100 more than the iPhone 17 Pro? Well, I'm about to explain you guys. And it's a very, very complicated, but very interesting idea. First, the design. The iPhone 17 Pro completely redesigned its body. Now, it's a unibody made of aluminum, removed any titanium from its frame. This is for thermal reasons, so the iPhone 17 Pro cools much better now, and it's completely made of aluminum. This means that this device, it's a bit lighter than before, but Apple decided to put bigger batteries. So the weight is about the same as the iPhone 16 Pro, but it's made of aluminum, while the iPhone 16 Pro is made of titanium. This is different with the iPhone 17 Air or the iPhone Air, because this device is a completely titanium embodied sandwich. So it's almost like the iPhone 16 Pro before, but now this is a much thinner device. I cannot explain you guys. 5.6 millimeters, insane. That's the only thing I gotta say. Like, this is stupid how thin this iPhone Air is. It's so different than any other iPhone that I've picked before. It's a revolution of the iPhone lineup. This is an iPhone 10 moment all over again. And so I would say that if you never picked the iPhone Air in your life, go into the store and try it out. It's a completely different experience than before. Obviously, these are two different designs. They are made for two different things. The iPhone 17 Pro, it's the first Pro iPhone in my opinion. It's the iPhone that was made specifically and designed for performance, while the iPhone Air replaces that premium iPhone feel from the iPhone Pro lineup before. So Apple has almost like divided the iPhone Pro lineup in two. They created the iPhone 17 Pro and the iPhone Air. This is the performance iPhone. This is the premium iPhone. Do you understand what I'm saying? You pay for the iPhone 17 Pro if you want the most performing iPhone. You pay for the iPhone Air if you want the best feeling iPhone in the hand. As simple as that. So the iPhone 17 Pro has much more features, much better value in terms of sheer specs, but the iPhone Air feels much better in the hand. And if you go into the Apple Store and pick it up, you'll understand. If I give these two phones to normal people, they will look at it and say, oh my god, the iPhone Air is so much more interesting. And then they make the questions, how's the battery, how's the camera? But the first impact on their mind is, whoa, this feels incredible in the hand. I want an iPhone like this. And then they ask the question, how's the camera? And then they ask the question, how's the battery? So let's answer it. Well, as for the battery, I think this is probably the most important thing that most people are asking. The battery on the iPhone Air is not bad. Definitely not bad. This is a 3200 mAh battery on the eSIM device worldwide. So this is only an eSIM available device. There's no SIM version. If you don't have eSIM on your country, forget about the iPhone Air. If you want to buy the iPhone 17 Pro, there's the eSIM version on the US, and then there's the normal version everywhere else. The US version has better battery, so it has a 4200 mAh battery. This is almost like 1000 mAh more than the iPhone Air. So in those countries, expect insane battery life from the iPhone 17 Pro. Other countries have seen differences of 200 mAh, so around 4000 mAh of battery. I mean, it should be a bit worse than the US version, but still incredible. This means that the iPhone 17 Pro would have much better battery life. And at the end of the day, that's not 100% true, but there has some truth, because the iPhone Air does have worse battery than the iPhone 17 Pro, and compared to the iPhone 17 Pro Max, obviously, but the iPhone Air does not have bad battery life. The iPhone 17 Pro, I would say it's a 1.5 day phone, while the iPhone Air, it's almost like a 1 day phone. I reached the end of the day with this device with almost 10-15%, so you have to charge it, but if you charge your iPhone every single day, you won't notice the difference between the iPhone Air and the iPhone 17 Pro battery life, and that's something that's really important. If you're not a power user, if you don't record 4K 60 video every single day, almost like 2-3 hours per day, you won't kill this device in 1 day. It has very efficient battery life, it has a very efficient chip, it does not get hot, and it's a very fun iPhone to get. You can also get the enable power mode settings that it will save the power mode and spend the battery intelligently according to your needs, and it's using AI, Apple Intelligence. So The battery life is not perfect, but I won't say it's bad, and I think that for most people it's not a deal breaker. So if you are worried about battery life, don't be, buy it, and then tell me guys in the comments below what you think. I think that you have a return window of 14 days, but I'm pretty much sure that for most people that are not power users, this will be more than enough. But then again, there's the cameras. Well, the cameras are a very, very tough job because people say, oh, how's the camera? Well, the camera is good, really, really good. But then they look and say, why does it have only one lens? And I say, that's true, it only has one. And people ask, oh, then I don't have the telephoto. Oh, then I don't have the ultra-wide. You don't. But from my findings of taking photos and videos and comparing both devices, you will notice some differences, yes, but it's not that much like you would think, especially on the telephoto shots, on the zooming shots. I've taken some telephotos with the 4X on the iPhone 17 Pro and then actually try them again on the iPhone Air with the crop in with the fourth lens, so 4X zoom optically on the iPhone with the telephoto lens, 4X zoom crop on the Air. And you might notice some differences, especially on the background blur. But again, most people won't notice this. Most people look, oh, it's a good photo. My girlfriend, I showed her a photo and she was like, what are the differences? And then I zoomed in on the hair and told her, these are the differences. And she's like, oh, those are the differences. Yes, the iPhone Air, until like the 4X zoom crop, it's insane. It's really, really good. Apple's AI has managed to clean up the photo really, really well. And you can almost notice the difference between this and the optically taken photo if you don't consider the bokeh. Then, obviously, you have the 2X, and then you have 1X, and then you have 1.5X. So, between these two, you have these same focal ranges. Of course, with the iPhone 17 Pro, you have more quality, but it's minimal. So, between the 1 and 4X, most people will be covered. Then, this also has 10X zoom, which is most for most people. You don't really care about those super zooms like the 40X or the 50X on the Google Pixel. So, I would say that the cameras are not as big of a difference as probably you're thinking. Yes, the single lens makes a difference, especially with macro photography and the ultra-wide shots. If you love taking ultra-wide shots, if you don't know what that means, it's the 0.5x shots, then in that case, consider going for the iPhone 17 Pro or even the iPhone 17 because that device has the ultra-wide lens. But if you don't really care about it, the iPhone Air does an incredible, incredible job. Guys, this is insane. I was not expecting when I tried out between these two devices that this will be so different. At night, both devices take incredible photos. Both iPhones take good shots. So I won't say that you will have big difference there. Both main lenses are incredible. The only thing that you will notice here is that with the portrait photography at night, the new telephoto lens, the 40 megapixel telephoto lens, does an incredible job. Oh guys, incredible job. It's insane how this tiny lens can take incredible photos with low light conditions, while the iPhone Air falls down here because you are doing crop on the main sensor. It's a bit different, it's not as good. But again guys, what are we saying? We are comparing two devices, one with 3 cameras and one with 1. So I would say that the cameras are a bit of a downgrade. They are, but not as big as you think. And especially the main lens, if you compare both shots, main lenses, good lighting, no differences. Here, the video is also very, very similar. The biggest difference is for professionals that you can record 4K ProRes RAW. And in that case, whoa guys, it does make a big difference because you can completely edit the video and photo and match to your professional cameras, while with the iPhone Air, you can't. Other than that, same. They both have the same front lenses, the same center stage camera in the front. This is a center stage camera review. As you can see, this is both phones, the iPhone Air and the iPhone 17 Pro. I think they have the same camera, so you won't be able to see any difference between these two devices. If there are any differences, especially on the sound, this is the iPhone Air, this is the iPhone 17 Pro, it's only because of the microphones. Other than that, same front camera. So, you don't lose anything there, you don't miss anything there. Again, on the camera side, on the back, you do miss 2 lenses, but the only big things that you can actually replace are the big zoom portrait photography and the ultra-wide and macro. Other than that, the main lens, the video, everything is very, very similar and you are not actually compromising that much with the iPhone Air's camera. Big surprise here. Big surprise. And obviously, there are more differences, especially on the size of the display. The iPhone Air has a 6.5-inch display, which in my opinion is the perfect sweet spot display in the iPhone 17 lineup. The iPhone 17 Pro does have a 6.3 and the iPhone 17 Pro Max has a 6.9, while the iPhone Air has a 6.5. This is incredible because this means that using both devices, I do believe that the iPhone Air is more comfortable and better in the hand. They both have the same 3000 nits display, maximum brightness, So they look the same, they have the same display. The biggest difference is that the iPhone Air has, in my opinion, a more comfortable display. It's bigger because of the iPhone being thinner, it's easier to reach all tops of the display, while the iPhone 17 Pro has also an insane size, that's why I bought it. Having a smaller display means it's more comfortable, and 6.3 inches is pretty good enough, but I would say that the 6.5 for most people is the most comfortable and the best size for the screen. I think that people around my life that I've showed both the iPhones, they agreed with me, so I think I'm pretty much correct in this one. Oh, one big difference, and I think it's probably the biggest difference that you will notice, is on the speakers. The iPhone 17 Pro has a stereo speaker system, so it means that it has a speaker on the top and a speaker on the bottom, while the iPhone Air doesn't. This is probably the biggest compromise with the iPhone Air, and I expect Apple to replace it or to fix it in the next couple of years, but it only has one speaker, one at the top. They don't have any speaker at the bottom. These are microphones. This means that the speaker sound on both devices are very, very different, guys. Just take a listen. And yeah, this is a big difference. So if you love listening to music out of your speakers, watching videos and listening to that sound, if that's a deal breaker for you, after you listen to that, don't buy the iPhone Air, because it's really, really disappointing comparing both devices. But still, if you don't really care about that, then another compromise that you won't be making. Oh, has the colors available. The iPhone 17 Pro has the Cosmic Orange, has the Deep Blue, and has the Silver. Pretty fun colors this time, I think, especially the Cosmic Orange was a very, very fun Pro iPhone color. While with the iPhone Air, you have the titanium blue. This is pretty nice. It's the sky blue, I think. You also have the gold. You also have the silver and the black. And I think they are all excellent choices, but they have very, very light tones of their respective colors because of the glass and the titanium. Still, I think it's a very, very nice colors for both iPhones. I chose the Cosmic Orange for my 17 Pro and the Sky Blue for my iPhone Air, and I'm not regretful. The biggest difference, though, is whenever you pick them up. The iPhone 17 Pro is very, very heavy and thick compared to the iPhone Air. It's stupid how big the difference is. And here's probably the biggest thing that will curve most people for the iPhone Air. This is the best feeling iPhone and phone in the world right now. Most people crave this. They crave a smaller or even a better feeling in the hand iPhone. This is so good. This is game changing, guys. Game changing. It looks so nice, feels so nice, it's so light. And I think most people really want a smaller device that also really, really good and has a very, very big screen. Apple did an incredible push with the iPhone Air. I do believe this will become one of the best-selling iPhones in the lineup. I think this will probably surpass the iPhone 17 Pro or even the iPhone 17 because it's a bit more expensive, $200, but it feels so much better. And if in the future Apple can put another lens here, game changed. Incredible iPhone. Cannot stop recommending it enough. Both displays are ProMotion, they both have incredible 40 megapixel main sensors, the battery life is not that bad, and like I told you, the camera surprised me, especially with the extra zoom on the 4x crop. Again, both lenses are amazing, both batteries, well, the 17 Pro is better, but the iPhone Air does not compromise. The speakers, the biggest issue, and the build, I prefer the iPhone Air. So, at the end of the day, it's your choice. Which one of these devices should you pick? It's tough. It's tough. If you love taking photos and videos, the iPhone 17 Pro is for you. And $100 do justify the better battery life and obviously the better cameras. But, and here's a big but, if you want a better feeling iPhone in the hand, if you are tired of heavy iPhones and thick iPhones that don't fit in your pocket, go for the iPhone Air. The compromises are not enough and they are not deal breakers for me not to recommend this iPhone. Incredible iPhone made by Apple. I love this device and I cannot stop recommending it for normal people. If you're excited, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss these two iPhone reviews, and obviously I have more comparison videos, this time with the iPhone 17 Pro versus the iPhone 16 Pro Max or 16 Pro. Let me know below what you think. Thank you guys for watching. Bye bye.